Hey runners, happy Thursday. It is July 5th, the day after 4th of July festivities. Middle of the week, short work week for most of us here in the U.S. Hope you had a great 4th of July holiday. I know for those of you here in the States, meant a long weekend, which was very nice, although it was very hot. It still is hot. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, for those of you who are new to the channel, so 112, 114 seems to be the going temperature here for a while. But anyways, thanks for hopping on board, and definitely want to recap the Flagstaff Downtown Mile that we did on 4th of July yesterday morning. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Um, so, my wife and I did a short trip up north to Flagstaff, which is about 2.5 hours north of Phoenix, where we live. And there is a downtown mile race that's been going on for, I want to say, 11 years. However, our first one was last year, so this was our second year participating. We did it last year. And to give you a little context, Flagstaff is 7,000 feet of elevation. Where we're at here in Phoenix, we're roughly 1,200. So, you know, what's that, 5,800 feet, almost 6,000 feet more. I can definitely feel it. I do struggle in elevation, especially when it's that high. I grew up in a city that's about 4,400 feet, so I was just home not long ago here recently, and it doesn't really bother me that much. But a city like Flagstaff, I can definitely feel it. Not so much when I'm walking around town, but I can definitely feel it when I'm exercising. So, yeah, let's get into it then. So, we left on Monday, and we checked into our hotel, went to pick up our race packet late afternoon in Flagstaff. The temperature there was about 87, 88, so upper 80s, which may sound warm to a lot of you. However, we've been having 110 plus, 114, 115, 116 here in Phoenix, so that felt pretty nice. And low temperatures in Flagstaff was sitting around like 49 to 52, and that's comfortable. Really chilly when you're used to, upper 70s in the mornings here. And, well, I'll get into the weather later, but so we got our race packet, our bib, shirt, which I got here. If you can see, the 4th of July Flagstaff Downtown Mile. Pretty cool. I like this year's shirt. It's white. You could also get last year's shirt, which was a tech shirt, which is all white. All white shirts they get dirty easily, and since I already had one, I opted for this one here, which is like a tri blend. It's a real soft cotton blend, polyester, really comfortable. So it seems like more races are doing these. Looks more like a casual shirt that doesn't necessarily look like a workout shirt. It's not necessarily like dry wicking, moisture controlling, but it is quite comfortable. So we got dinner that night, which I loved. I had a Thai food that we picked up. My wife and I picked up separate places. Hers was vegan, mine wasn't. But however, we both got Thai food. We both loved it. So we sat out in the Heritage Square, which is downtown Phoenix. You could just sit there. They had tables outdoors. You can, people watch, enjoy really the nice weather, which dropped, down into the low 80s and even upper 70s as the evening went on. So it was quite nice. Woke up on Tuesday, 4th of July. The race. So the way this is, I guess I should explain how this race is set up. The downtown mile is just that. It's 2 laps around basically a square around downtown Phoenix. So it's about half a mile per lap. The start and the finish are not at the same location. It's about maybe about 100 meters or so, give or take. Um, so the way they do it is they do it in groups. The Masters men, which is 40 years of age and older, and then the Masters women, the Citizens men, Citizens women, that is everyone that's below 40 years, and then they have a kids race, which was really, we saw kids from like 2 or 3 all the way up to 15, 16, which seemed a little bit old for a kids race, but nonetheless. And then the pros went, and then they actually had the kids race, which was 1 lap, so half a mile. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Now this year, the way they did it is when they lined us up. So at 6:30 I would go, then 6:40 my wife would go in the Masters women, and so every 10 minutes or so the race would, the next group would go. They lined us up, and then you could hear over the PA loud heartbeat, and it was, started out like dum 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 dum, slow, but then as we got closer to start time, it kept speeding up, and so that made my own heart rate start to, increase. I was already feeling a little stressed about it. I wasn't feeling completely relaxed as I, did my warm up earlier. I wasn't feeling that good. I could feel the elevation. I thought to myself, "Well, this is going to be a little rough," but it's only a mile, which is, for me, a little over 7 minutes. So let's just tough it out, and we'll be done. So, anyways, as the countdown began with 10 seconds, you could hear the heartbeat over the PA really just. I mean, they were trying to pump us up, but I don't know. It felt like I was about ready to die. So when the gun went off, boom! Like the fast guys. I mean, there are a lot of fast Masters men out there. Just took off, and so I was about maybe 2 seconds behind the start. And you start out, it's flat, and then it goes up a little bit of a hill, and then you make the left turn, and it's a little bit downhill. Then you make another left turn, and then you go up a little bit, and then you complete 1 lap. I was not feeling comfortable from the get-go, and that's never a good sign. I know the second lap I'm going to struggle because I'm, dying already of trying to get enough oxygen into my lungs. For me, it's a lung burner, and I was really not controlling the breathing as good as I would have liked to in the first. I didn't look at what my split was right about. It's not. I mean, it's about half a mile. But actually, I can pull it up here for this year. It said my first lap, I did it in 3:25, which would be 6:50, but I believe it seems like it's a little bit short of the half mile. But so I knew that, well, I'm probably going to positive split this. Most people do. So on the second lap, as we're going up that first little climb, I could really feel it. On the left turn, as we go downhill slightly, I thought I could make it up, but I was just breathing hard. So I think when I was looking at my chart there in Final Surge, I think my pace on that little downhill was like 8:20 or 8:30. I mean, I was not really moving much. However, with about 150 meters or so, I picked it up. I was able to, close stronger. And even though the second lap, it said I did it in 3:48, so I was 23 seconds slower, I ran it in 7:12 in the elevation, which I guess I was happy about, although I didn't feel like it really raced it that well, compared to last year, and last year I ran 7:17. So I took 5 seconds off. I can't complain. However, there is definitely room for improvement. I definitely know that. When you do the conversion, there's a lot of charts out there, calculators. Roughly, it's about a 6:56 if I were to do it, back here in Phoenix, which is encouraging. So, I can get back down to sub 7, which I haven't ran in years. The last mile I did here in Phoenix was in April, and I think I did that one either 7:10 or 7:07. I think it was closer to 7:10. So that's encouraging. No, we had a lot of fun. My wife had a very competitive field this year in the Masters Women. She placed 7th and ran it in 6:20, which was slower than last year. But there were a lot of fast women out there, and just to watch the pros racing, it was just nuts. And we got to meet Parker Max, who's a young collegiate runner. Goes to a can't remember if it's a D2 college or possibly D3, St. Olaf, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Apologize if I'm not. In Minnesota. We follow him on YouTube. I guess about a year and a half ago, we were, watching all types of running videos on YouTube, and happened to come across his. He's from Iowa, and my wife is from Iowa as well. She's from outside of Dubuque on the eastern side of Iowa, and I believe I don't know if he's Iowa City, somewhere maybe middle part of Iowa. Anyways, he's out in Flagstaff, and for the summer, and we just happened to see him as he was warming up, and we were doing our warm up, so it was cool. That being said, just a fantastic. It was a short, day vacation, if you will, but we had a lot of fun. Let me know if any of you have done a 1 mile race before, and how did that go for you? Did you like it, or did it just leave a bad taste in your mouth? Because a mile race is so different, right, than like a 5K or any longer distance. It is short, which is great, but the shorter the race, the harder you have to push, and that lactic acid really starts to set in, and it can be quite down scary if you haven't done it before. It feels like you just can't breathe, but it's exhilarating. Doing speed workout to help you with the race is definitely helpful, and looking forward to do it again. I mean, this could be a tradition that we continue with. Flagstaff is a beautiful city. Lots of professional runners live there and train there, so you can see professionals out there running virtually any day. So yeah, that was our 4th of July fun, and just kind of spent time in the pool, trying to stay cool. So anyways, thanks for making it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys are doing well, and if you have any upcoming races or anything like that, definitely let me know down below in the comments, and have a great week, guys. Take care. Bye.